You know when you see someone accomplish something just incredible, and they make it look so easy like it's nothing?
Yeah, almost like magic. Yeah.
Exactly. And you're just left thinking, how did they do that? Is it some kind of gift or something else entirely?
Well, that feeling, that sense of wonder, that's actually what we're digging into today.
We are diving deep into Law 30 from the 48 Laws of Power. The law is, make your accomplishments seem effortless.
Mm. And it's such a potent one.
Mm-hmm.
The essence of it is all about perception management, really.
Okay.
Your actions, everything you achieve, it needs to look natural, smooth, like you did it with, almost nonchalant ease.
So hide all the hard work.
Completely.
Mm-hmm.
The blood, sweat, and tears, the hours of practice, those clever little tricks you figured out, they have to vanish. Poof, gone from view.
Mm.
When you perform, whatever it is you do, it should seem like you could do so much more, like you're barely breaking a sweat.
Why is that so important? Why hide the effort?
Because, and this is the key psychological bit, showing how hard you worked. It doesn't usually impress people the way you think it will.
Really?
Yeah, it often just raises questions. Or, even worse, it can actually weaken how capable people think you are.
How so?
It makes it seem like, oh, well, anyone could do that if they just worked hard enough.
Yeah.
It demystifies it. And the law gives a stark warning. Never, ever teach people your tricks. Keep them guessing.
That really cuts against the grain, doesn't it? We're always told to show our work, celebrate the grind.
Exactly. It's counterintuitive, but powerful.
So our mission for you today is to unpack this. We want to explore the real power behind making things look easy. We've got some, frankly, amazing historical examples, some surprising takes on it.
Yeah, we'll show you how masters through history use this idea of effortless appearance to, well, pretty stunning effect.
Okay, so let's start with this idea concealing the process. There's a fantastic story from Japan, almost funny in a way. It involves Date Masamune and an artist named Tanyu.
Oh yeah, the warlord and the painter. Great example.
So Masamune commissions Tanyu for these huge, like 7-foot gold screens.
Yep.
Big deal.
Oh, very prestigious.
And Masamune is watching Tanyu work. And what does Tanyu do? He takes a horseshoe, dips it in ink, and starts stamping it all over one screen. Just clump, clump.
Chaos, right?
Yeah.
Pure chaos, seemingly.
Then he grabs this massive brush and just sloshes these broad, messy lines across it.
And Masamune is watching this unfold.
He's fuming. Apparently he muttered something like, what a beastly mess, and just stormed off, totally annoyed. He expected finesse,
Well, understandably. His retainers got pretty nervous.
Yeah.
Warned Tanyu that the boss was not happy.
And Tanyu.
Cool as a cucumber, just says he shouldn't look on while I'm at work then. He should wait till it is finished.
Okay.
And then Tanyu takes a smaller brush, adds a few little touches here, a flick there.
Yeah.
And those random horseshoe prints, suddenly they're little crabs scurrying on the screen. The big, messy strokes, they turn into elegant rushes, like reeds by water.
No way.
Totally. Does the same on the other screen. Splashes ink, few more strokes. Boom.
Yeah.
Swallows flying over willow trees.
Wow.
When Masamune finally saw the finished screens, he was ecstatic, overjoyed. I had absolutely no idea about the seeming chaos and, frankly, the effort that came before.
So Tanyu hiding the messy part was key.
Absolutely critical. It shows that the power of the final reveal is directly linked to hiding the struggle, the process. Masamune's frustration wasn't just about messiness. It was seeing the effort, the apparent lack of immediate genius. Tanyu turned that potential disaster into magic purely through concealment.
It's amazing how that idea pops up elsewhere. It feels deeply connected to the Japanese tea ceremony, Chanoyu, especially with its most famous master, Senna Rikyu.
Oh, very much so. Rikyu's whole philosophy revolved around this.
How so?
He believed true beauty, real grace, had to appear natural. Accidental almost, effortless. The second you could see the human labor, the planning, the contrivance, the whole effect was ruined for him.
Spoiled.
Completely spoiled. He saw it as affectation.
Fake. And he was really strict about it, wasn't he? There's that story about the gate.
Oh, the antique-looking gate. Yeah, that really drives it home. His own son looks at this gate and sees, rustic charm, evocative loneliness.
Sounds nice.
Sounds nice, but Rikyu, he sees something different. He sees the obvious effort, the expense. He knew it had been imported at great cost from some remote mountain temple just to look old and rustic.
So the effort was too visible.
Exactly. That revealed effort, the calculation behind it, it just killed the vibe for him. He actually left the ceremony early because of it. Said it showed affectation and effort.
Wow. So the intent being visible was the problem.
Precisely. The magic evaporated when the strings became visible.
And there was another one, the lemon incident. That seems even subtler.
Dilemma, right. So a host wants to impress Rikyū. Middle of the night, he goes out with a lantern, makes a show of cutting a fresh lemon from a tree in the garden.
Okay, seems charmingly spontaneous.
It seemed that way. Very rustic, very in the moment. But then the host serves the lemon alongside this very expensive, obviously sourced Osaka rice cake.
Ah, okay. The plot thickens.
And Rikyū immediately gets it. This wasn't spontaneous. It was a planned performance, a calculated move to show off the host's cleverness, his access to rare things.
So the combination ruined the spontaneity.
Utterly. The revealed calculation spoiled it. Rikyū just politely declined the fancy cake and left again. It shows that effortlessness, especially socially, isn't just doing something gracefully, it's making it seem uncalculated.
It's kind of ironic, though, right? Rikyū hated seeing the effort in others, but he was a master of hiding his own work.
Oh, a profound master. Absolutely.
Like that story when Emperor Hideyoshi was visiting, and it snowed. How did Rikyū handle the garden path? That seems like a perfect example of applied effortlessness.
Brilliant example. So snow starts falling the night before this big, important tea ceremony with the emperor.
Okay, potential problem for the garden aesthetic.
Big problem. So Rikyū thinks fast. He gets these round cushions, exactly the size of the stepping stones on the garden path, and places one on each stone.
Uh-huh.
Then just before dawn, before anyone sees, he has them all carefully removed.
Claire.
So when Hideyoshi arrives, what does he see? He sees this beautiful, pristine, snowy garden with these perfectly round, snow-free stepping stones leading the way.
Like magic circles.
Exactly. He just marveled at the simple beauty, the thoughtful gesture. He perceived only this effortless perfection, this polite touch. Zero clue about the cushions, the pre-dawn work, the ingenuity.
So the perceived ease was the whole point.
That was everything. It created an effect far beyond just, sweeping the path.
And then there's the legend of Tokugawa Yorinobu's stone lantern. That sounds like it takes concealed effort to a whole new level.
Oh, it really does.
Yeah.
This is grand-scale concealment. So Yorinobu, a powerful shogun, had this amazing stone lantern, naturally aged, mossy, perfect.
Right.
But then a workman, trying to be helpful, decides to improve it by making the little windows bigger.
Oh, no. You don't improve something like that.
Yorinobu was furious.
Yeah.
He instantly saw that its natural grace, its inherent effortlessness and aging was gone, ruined.
So what did he do?
He remembered he'd bought a second, identical, untouched lantern years ago, left on the distant island of Kishu.
Okay, so fetch it.
Fetch it doesn't quite cover it. He hires a special whaleboat, picks the absolute finest rowers, and orders them. Get that lantern back here in 2 days.
2 days from a distant island. That's ambitious.
Insanely ambitious. Huge effort, immense expense, immense pressure. They rowed day and night, apparently, barely making it back just in time.
Wow.
Later that same day, Lord Sakai, another nobleman, comes to visit. He sees the new old lantern in the garden.
And
He's completely blown away, just awestruck by its natural antiquity, its perfect mossiness. He praises Yorinobu's exquisite taste, his good fortune in having such a sublime piece.
he has no idea.
No idea whatsoever about the whaleboat, the frantic 2-day rowing mission, the sheer effort and cost involved in achieving that natural, effortless effect.
That truly is grand concealed effort.
It really epitomizes it. The most powerful effects often rest on foundations of monumental but totally invisible work. It's the illusion of perfection that captures the imagination.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how this same principle echoes from, a quiet Japanese garden to the bright lights of the stage, which brings us to performance.
And you can't talk about effortless performance without talking about Harry Houdini.
Right. The master escapologist. He literally advertised his escapes as inexplicable.
And he delivered on that promise, didn't he? 1904 London.
Yeah.
Huge challenge. Escape from these manacles billed as the strongest ever invented.
Okay, high stakes.
Massive stakes.
Yes.
6 sets of locks, 9 tumblers each. Took 5 years to make, apparently. Huge crowd, like 4,000 people watching. He goes into his cabinet.
And everyone awaits.
And waits. Minutes tick by. Stretches into nearly an hour. At one point, he dramatically pops out of the cabinet.
Oh, what for?
Says he needs the cuffs taken off for a second so he can remove his coat. Claims he's too hot.
Uh-huh. Convenient. Did they do it?
Nope. They refused. But Houdini, ever the showman, just deals with it. Without using his hands, mind you.
How?
He somehow manages to get the coat up over his shoulders, turns it inside out, gets a penknife out of his vest pocket with his teeth, and just cuts the coat off his arms.
No way. The crowd must have.
Gone wild. absolutely roared. Then he slips back into the cabinet, few more moments, and bam, he emerges, hands free, holding the open manacles high.
Incredible, even though it took almost an hour.
That's the key. Even though it took ages, reports say he never looked concerned, showed no sign of doubt. He made it look easy, almost like he was just toying with them the whole time.
And the complaint about being hot.
Pure theater. Part of the act. Build suspense, maybe distract them, definitely enhance the illusion of struggling against the heat, not the locks. His genius wasn't just escaping, it was making the immense difficulty look effortless.
The man was just something else. I mean, he escaped from everything imaginable, chained up sea monsters.
Embalmed ones, apparently.
Sealed envelopes, brick walls somehow, straight jackets while dangling upside down over streets.
Leaping into icy rivers, handcuffed.
Right. And those glass cases filled with water where he supposedly didn't breathe for like an hour.
The feats were just legendary. But maybe the most baffling, the one that really relies on this idea of effortless illusion.
Let me guess. The elephant.
The disappearing elephant.
Yeah.
10,000 pounds of elephant vanished for 19 weeks, supposedly, in an auditorium where people swore there's just nowhere for an elephant to hide. Pure mystery.
Well, when you pull off stuff like that, looking so easy, people are bound to speculate, right? Some thought it was like actual occult powers.
Which, of course, Houdini didn't exactly discourage. It added to the mystique.
But then you had rivals like that German escape artist Clopini. He claimed he knew Houdini's secret.
Yeah, Clopini was noisy about it, said Houdini just used elaborate gadgets. And worse, Clopini claimed he'd actually beaten Houdini in a handcuff challenge before.
Oh, fighting words. Challenging that image of unique, effortless genius.
Exactly. Houdini could handle speculation, maybe even encouraged it, but direct lies about being beaten. No way.
So what happened?
Houdini challenged Clopini. Public handcuff duel, 1902. Clopini accepts, totally confident.
Why so confident?
He thought he had an ace up his sleeve. He'd used a spy to get the secret combination for a specific pair of French cuffs Houdini sometimes used. The code word was CLEFS, keys in French.
Sneaky.
Very. Clopini even tested them backstage beforehand. Code worked. He was ready.
So on stage.
Houdini offers Clopini his choice of cuffs. Clopini smugly picks the French ones he knows the code for.
Okay, looks bad for Houdini.
But here's the genius. Here's the concealed effort. Houdini pretends to be angry, refuses to lock Clopini right away, starts arguing. They end up kind of wrestling on stage.
A distraction.
A masterful one. During that stage tussle, Houdini, who was incredibly dexterous, unseen by anyone, changed the combination lock.
No. To what?
To FRAUD.
Oh, that's brilliant and brutal.
Absolutely. A move he'd practiced for weeks. So Clopini gets locked in. Tries his code, CLEFS. Nothing. Tries again. Still nothing. He sweats, he strains for hours.
While the audience watches.
Yep. Eventually the audience leaves. Clopini, totally humiliated, finally gives up. He was completely outsmarted.
So it wasn't gadgets Clopini needed to worry about.
Exactly. It wasn't tools or magic. Houdini was wrong. Houdini's real power came from hard work and endless practice. He studied locks obsessively, learned ancient sleight of hand, understood mechanics, trained his body constantly.
Like that trick with swallowing things.
Yeah, the ivory ball trick. He practiced swallowing a small peeled potato on a string over and over just to strengthen his throat muscles so he could regurgitate small keys or tools if he needed to hide them somewhere nobody would think to check.
Wow. That's dedication.
Monumental concealed effort. That was the real secret. Making the impossible, born from relentless work, look like effortless magic.
So it really boils down to a universal principle, doesn't it? Beyond just magic tricks or painting screens, it's about power and perception. I love that quote from Balthazar Gracian.
The 17th century Spanish philosopher, yeah. What was it again?
No one must know the extent of his abilities lest he be disappointed. He argued that guesswork and mystery about what you could do create way more respect, more veneration than if people knew exactly what you were capable of.
That feels deeply true. Think about our earliest ideas of power. They came from nature, right?
Like lightning, floods.
Exactly. Things that happen effortlessly. A lightning strike doesn't look like it's trying. A wild animal moves with this innate grace and speed. There's no visible planning, no obvious effort. They just are.
And they inspire awe, unlike our machines.
Which often clank and whir and reveal their inner workings, their effort. We're still drawn to things that move easily, fluidly, effortlessly.
Which connects to that Italian idea, sprezzatura.
Sprezzatura, yeah.
Huh.
From Castiglione's Book of the Cordia, way back in 1528. He defined it as a certain nonchalance which conceals all artistry and makes whatever one says or does seem uncontrived and effortless.
Making the difficult look easy.
Making the practice look spontaneous, that's the art.
And artists like Michelangelo during the Renaissance, they totally got this, kept their studios locked, right? Only showed the final thing.
They absolutely did. They knew that seeing the process, the chipping away, the mistakes painted over, the sheer labor it would mar the magic of their effect. It makes the creator look human, fallible, less like a genius.
It breaks the spell.
It does. You know, Vasari, the first big art critic, he actually criticized another painter, Paolo Uccello, because you could see too much effort in his paintings, especially with perspective. Vasari called them ugly and labored because the technique, the hard work, was too obvious.
Interesting. It's like watching someone perform on stage.
Exactly. If they look like they're trying really, really hard, sweating bullets, straining,
Yeah.
it makes us uncomfortable.
Yeah, you kind of feel embarrassed for them.
But a performer who seems calm, graceful, totally at ease, they put us at ease. We buy into the illusion that it's natural for them, even if we know intellectually it took immense practice. The perceived ease is key to the power.
So it seems undeniable then. Power, especially public power, really hinges on appearances, on the illusions you craft.
Your public actions become like works of art. They need that visual appeal, that element of entertainment, of seeming complete.
And showing the messy making of video.
It just makes you one more mortal, as Greene puts it, strips away the mystique, the awe.
You mentioned Talleyrand earlier, the diplomat. How did he use this?
Talleyrand was a master. He had this huge network of spies, right? So he was getting all this intel, knew what was likely to happen politically days or weeks in advance, hard-won information.
Okay.
But in conversations at salons, he wouldn't reveal his sources or his reasoning. He'd just casually drop hints about future events, speak as if he just sensed things were going a certain way.
Yeah.
He was clairvoyant.
And people bought it.
Totally. They genuinely thought he had some kind of sixth sense. His pronouncements seemed so insightful, so easy, that apparent ease, built on tons of hidden work, gave him this aura of immense power. He turned spycraft in perceived genius.
Okay, so let's crystallize this. Why is hiding the tricks, the shortcuts, the sheer effort so vital according to this law?
All right, several key reasons. One, obvious security. It stops rivals using your methods or weaknesses against you.
That makes sense.
Two, self-discipline. It stops you from bragging out of vanity or fishing for sympathy by showing how hard you worked. Both tend to backfire and make you look weak or needy.
Right.
Three, mystery. Concealment inherently makes your power seem more awesome, more intriguing. People wonder how you do it.
Glory.
It creates the feeling that you have some kind of exclusive gift, that you're special, unique, not easily copied.
And finally,
Because your wins look so easy, so graceful, people assume you're operating well below your full capacity. They think, wow, if they could do that without even trying, imagine what they could do if they really went all out.
so it inspires admiration and maybe a little fear.
Exactly. A healthy respect born from the unknown extent of your abilities.
There's that image you used earlier, the racehorse.
Yeah. From far away, all you see is speed, grace, effortless power. Beautiful.
But up close,
Up close, you'd see the straining muscles, the flared nostrils, the heaving chest, the painful effort. The lesson: keep people at a bit of a distance. Let them see the graceful performance, not the sweat and struggle behind the scenes. Maintain the illusion of ease.
that's a really vivid way to put it. Okay, but like a lot of these laws, there's usually a twist, right? A reversal. Are there ever times when showing a little bit of effort or maybe even revealing a trick or two can actually work for you?
That's a really sharp question. And yes, but it has to be done very, very carefully, strategically.
How so?
Well, look at Houdini again. In a way, he made the concealment itself part of the show. It was a game. The audience knew he was using clever tricks, not real magic, and trying to figure them out was part of the fun. He didn't reveal how, but acknowledged the trick existed.
So it engaged people more.
Exactly. But a word of caution here. You don't want to get so obsessed with hiding everything that you drive yourself crazy, like that painter, Pontormo, who apparently hid his frescoes for years and just went mad.
Right. Got to keep a sense of perspective.
And a sense of humor about it all. Absolutely crucial.
What about someone like P.T. Barnum, the great showman? He seemed to almost revel in revealing his humbuggery, didn't he? And people loved him for it.
Barnum is a fascinating case study for this reversal.
Yeah.
He absolutely did strategically reveal some of his methods.
Why did that work for him, do you think? when the law says never reveal.
Barnum understood his audience, especially the American audience of his time. They didn't just want to be fooled. They kind of wanted to feel smart, to be in on it somehow.
That they were part of the joke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was maybe something about the democratic spirit, you know, a delight in seeing hidden power or cleverness debunked, or at least partially explained. Barnum's humor about it all, his seeming honesty, even writing about his humbugs in his autobiography, people found it refreshing, endearing even.
So revealing some things carefully.
Carefully planned partial disclosure, yeah. Not blurting everything out, but letting the audience feel like they've peeked behind the curtain just a little bit.
Yeah.
That can be the ultimate in cleverness.
Right.
It gives the audience the illusion that they're superior, that they're involved, that they've figured you out. It makes them feel good, connected. Meanwhile,
You're still keeping the really important stuff hidden.
precisely,
Yeah.
you preserve your real advantages, your core power, while letting them feel satisfied they understand. It's a very sophisticated play.
Wow. Okay, so we've really covered a lot of ground here. It seems the deep truth behind making accomplishments look effortless isn't about actually being effortless. Not at all.
No, it's almost always the opposite. It's
Yeah.
about an incredible amount of hidden work, relentless practice, smart planning, real ingenuity.
It's not about laziness. It's about mastering the presentation, the performance.
Mastering the art of perception. That's
That
really
is-
it. Because whether you're an artist or performer, a leader, or just, navigating your daily life and career,
Yeah.
that perception of ease, it seriously amplifies your impact. It inspires awe in a way that showing all the messy work rarely does.
It leaves people wondering about your potential.
Exactly. Your untapped potential. It gives your achievements a kind of weight, a mystery. That visible struggle just flattens. It creates an aura that goes beyond just skill.
So as we wrap up, here's something for you, our listeners, to think about. How could applying this principle, this idea of effortless grace, change how you are seen in your own life, in your work, in your projects?
Mm-hmm. What unseen work are you doing right now? The practice, the research, the careful planning.
Yeah, think about that hidden effort. What if you presented the results, the accomplishments that come from it, with just a little more ease, a bit more naturalness?
How could that shift in presentation make those accomplishments stand out more, resonate differently?
Could it leave others not just impressed, but genuinely in awe of what seems like your inherent talent? Something to consider.